everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, and before we dive into today's Kiki, which is talking about Lisa Rinna and Erika Jane Girardi being dropped by their publicists, by their teams and their camps, just not being happy by being dragged into the hot mess rather than a pretty mess. And also the Cancer Institute clapping back at Lisa Rinna's ridiculous and honestly hurtful and shameful cancer comments during the finale of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But before we dive in, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend. And because a Kiki is always better with community. And don't forget to check out the description box below. And as well, shop our love collection. But also, before we dive in, everything in this video is alleged, rumored, my opinion. All video and images are protected under the fair use doctrine. So now that we have all of that out of the way, let's dive right on in. So according to the Pretty Corrupt podcast, now this is from the person who does the Twitter, like the parody Twitters, the like Don Gumpelson one and the Randazzo one, whatever, you know, from like Carol Randazzaville, whatever her last name is. Anyway, this is their podcast, and they are putting it out there. They're confirming that, you know, Erika Jane has the same, or at least had the same publicist, Jack, that Nikki Hilton Rothschild's had. We did a whole video on that. I will link that below in the description box. Sort of, you know, uncovering his past and everything he said and done. So I will link to that video in the description box. But now it's also coming out that apparently Lisa Rinna, who I guess lied on the show, because on the show she said she didn't have a publicist. But now they're saying that Lisa's publicist was a woman named Jill, and apparently Jill is Paris Hilton's publicist as well. But word on the street is that Jack and Jill, yeah, pun intended, dropped both Erika and Lisa Rinna because, you know, again, everything's alleged, but whether or not their publicist, particularly Jack, had something to do with leaking the negative Kathy Hilton stories to the press, whether it's true or not, it's just not a good look. And I'm sure that their clients are pissed. I'm sure that they're probably losing clients. They're probably scared of their own business, their own reputation in the industry. You know, publicists are to be, you know, seen, like they're supposed to work behind the scenes. They're not supposed to be, you know, storylines and being exposed. So let's listen to this clip. Again, this is from the Pretty Corrupt podcast, and I will also link to them in the description box as well. So if you want to go support them, you can. So let's.
That woman allegedly has lots of secrets swept under her rug. Mm-hmm. So to make it sound like it's cathartic for her to expose others.
Right? It's not your job to expose other people. Like, the truth will come out eventually if you give it time. Like, trying to force it out of people is just like, no. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. Oh, what? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Here's the quote I was referring to. A tweet by Lemon Carcass. It's probably a Housewives Lemon joke. Shout out to @Lemon Carcass. I'll tag you. Lisa Rinna seems to be fine not dealing with her own family issues, but Hilton Richards' family drama is going to give her cancer.
Amen, Lemon Carcass. Yeah. Amen.
Just gonna hit follow so we don't forget that.
Yep. It's true. Yeah, I mean, you know, let's not talk about Amelia, you know, being like posting about how she needs her parent.
Let's not talk about the husband.
Let's not talk about the husband. Let's not talk about the daughter. Let's not talk about this. Let's not talk about that. No. Oh my gosh. Well, let's also not talk about the fact that her publicist dropped her this week.
Yeah.
And so did Erika's publicist.
They did. I don't know how much more I should say, but they are not pleased their publicists, Jack and Jill. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even So, Erika's publicist was Jack, and he also reps Nikki Hilton. Rinna's publicist is Jill Fritzo, and she also reps Paris, and they do not appreciate being dragged into this. They didn't have anything to do with that. They're not going to risk their careers to spread a story for Erika Girardi. And they dropped her for this. Their names got dragged through the mud wrongfully.
Oh, that's also kind of on Bravo, too, with that whole edit that international edit, which apparently they've taken out now, but plenty of people have seen it. It's out there. It's out on the internet forever now.
And that was cut to make him look like scheming.
It was so poorly cut. Like, there is a rule that if you do not see it come out of their mouth, that they most likely 90% of the time did not.
Okay, you guys. So again, that was a segment from the Pretty Corrupt podcast, and I will link to them in the description box. Now, a part of me, because we're going to put on our candy cane critical thinking hats, right? I think also a part of this is damage control. Because if you listen to what they were saying, what the hosts were saying, which I'm pretty sure they probably got fed this information. And I don't mean fed in a negative way. I just mean, I'm pretty sure, somebody from the PR agency gave them this information, gave them the heads up to use on their podcast because they have a big platform, to make it very clear that they are saying, oh, Jack had nothing to do with this. Nobody was saying Jill, but since she represents Lisa Rinna, Jill had nothing to do with this. Wrongfully so. They would never jeopardize their relationship. They would never jeopardize their career, to leak something for Erika Jayne. To me, this is damage control. Do I believe that? No. That's just my opinion. Again, everything is alleged and rumored, but I'm going to give you my opinion. My opinion is I think people always act, this is just human nature. People always act in their own best interest first. Survival of the fittest. That is just how people act. So do I think if Erika Jayne came to her publicist and was like, I need help with damage control, I need help with, detracting and deflecting from all the negative publicity I have, I know for a fact that you are, game for planting fake stories. Again, I did a video on this. He said this himself. I will link that video down below. I know you have a history and you have no problem of faking things in order to divert negative attention from your clients. Can you help me out? And so Erika and Rinna came up with this whole plan of, oh, Kathy Hilton popped off about Kyle. Let's just escalate that. Let's exaggerate that. How can we push that further? How can we make that into this huge thing to take A, the heat off of Erika, and B, to give Lisa Rinna a storyline, and C, for Lisa Rinna in her mind to sort of dethrone Kyle and take that crown as the HBIC in Beverly Hills. That was their agenda, right? As clearly stated by Garcelle in the finale, as clearly stated by Camille Grammer on Twitter, right? That was their agenda. Deflect from Erika, take down Kyle, give Lisa Rinna a storyline. That was their agenda, point blank, period, right? Do I think that a publicist would be in on that? 1,000%. Because the publicist is thinking, I'm going to get this check from Erika. I'm going to do this, but my other clients would never know. They're thinking, Nikki's never going to know that this came from me. Kathy's never going to know that this came from me. Paris is never going to know this came from me. The audience is never going to know this came from me. No one's going to find out. So I'm going to get this Erika Jayne check. I'm going to keep getting the Nikki Hilton check. I'm going to keep getting the Paris Hilton check. And I'm going to keep it popping. I highly doubt the publicist is like, no, my moral compass says I cannot, do this because the target of your smear campaign, I represent their daughter. No, I don't think so. I think the publicist was like, hey, if I can, turn around my client's reputation, if I can get a check from everybody involved, that's what I'm going to do. And it's not like the publicist represents Kathy Hilton. That's not a conflict of interest. Just because you represent somebody's children does not mean you represent them. So I do believe that this is some bit of damage control on behalf of the publicist. They don't want to lose their reputation. They don't want to lose their clients. They never thought that they would be implicated. That's just what I think. But on the other hand, right, to play devil's advocate, maybe they had nothing to do with it. Maybe they really are just being dragged in. Maybe they did just get a really bad edit and a really bad cut from Bravo and NBC, because it looked suspicious as hell. It looked crazy, and it looked like a cover-up. They cut the scene during the live episode in the US, but they kept the scene for the international. Why would they do that? That is a calculated strategic move. So I don't know what their rationale was, because you could look at it both ways. One way, maybe they were trying to protect Erika and Lisa Rinna and the Publicist by not airing that version in the US, right? I don't know. It's just a lot. But then the way it was edited makes them look guilty as hell. So to me, it seems like they're guilty as hell. It looked very suspicious. And then Bravo and NBC were like, whoa, we need to pull this back. But they kept it for the international episodes. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, because don't they know that the internet works everywhere? Literally. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they thought we were back in the dark ages. But in today's society, anybody, we're all connected. Boo boo. So yeah, there's two sides. And, comment down below, you guys. Let me know what side you err on. Do you think, no, the publicist had nothing to do with this? The leaks, if the leaks came from Lisa and Rinna, they did it themselves somehow. No, Lisa and Rinna were not behind the leaks. Or do you think, you know what, people usually act in their own self-interest? So if you're a publicist and you can get checks from everybody, you think that, what you're doing for one client will never come to light, then yeah, you probably did it. You probably did do it. And now you're trying to do damage control. You're trying to protect your reputation. You're trying to protect your agency. You're trying to protect the clients that you have. And so now you're dropping it. And then you are sort of like planting the narrative with high profile, podcast hosts, influencers, content creators, and bloggers to make sure to get the narrative out that, whoa, I had nothing to do with this. I'm washing my hands of it, right? Let me know what you guys think. Now, also, the Cancer Institute is clapping back at Lisa Rinna for her very insensitive and hurtful and derogatory comments about cancer. So this is from TMZ. And it says, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna slammed by Cancer Institute. Stop using cancer as emotional blackmail. Now, if this is your first time as a Candy Cane listener, we have covered this before. So I'll just cover it very quickly. We have talked about how Lisa Rinna does this. She did it during season 11, where she equated her drama with Denise Richards with this, in my opinion, fabricated story about Harry Hamlin's alleged friend who did the R word. He allegedly sexually, A-word, assaulted, abused, whatever, this woman. And she equated, the housewife drama to a woman being sexually coerced. And it was just very disgusting. And it's like, how do you even come back at that? Lisa Rinna also was, using emotional blackmail when allegedly she was behind planting the fake Kathy Hilton story that she said the N-word, and that she did a homophobic slur. Again, using emotional blackmail when it comes to that, right? So she has a pattern of doing this, when she was acting a fool on social media and going crazy against Sutton and everybody on the show and being aggressive and psycho. She was like, she went on Twitter being like, oh, well, I'm grieving the loss of my mother, which is valid that she's grieving it, but it's not an excuse for her behavior. Again, she's using emotional blackmail. So This is just sort of up her alley, and we've talked about this before. So it says, again, this is from TMZ, Lisa Rinna is catching some heat for some controversial comments she made on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills finale. Her take on cancer is pissing off folks who research the disease. Here's the deal. During the finale, Lisa justified sharing secrets Kathy Hilton told her by claiming she would, quote, get sick and get cancer if she didn't get it off her chest. That flip remark isn't sitting well with the American Institute for Cancer Research. A rep tells us Lisa is just using the specter of cancer as emotional blackmail to justify airing her grievance. That part. Setting the morality of Lisa's comments aside, the Institute says Lisa is totally wrong about how cancer enters the body. They say there is no strong evidence to support stress being the cause of cancer. Okay, I'm going to skip a little part. Okay, so then it says, bottom line, for the cancer researchers, Lisa has taken a popular but likely false concept and spewed it to the masses just to rationalize stirring up drama. Dun, 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 dun. All right, well, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose. I'm obviously not a cancer research person, but I agree with them with the fact that Lisa Rinna is using the cancer word and how triggering that is for people who have either suffered from cancer or have lost loved ones and family members and friends to cancer. It's very disgusting what she said. It was very weaponizing what she said. It was horrible. So I agree with them with that she's only using it as emotional blackmail. Now, again, who am I to go against the American Cancer Institute? But I think stress does cause cancer. I think stress causes cancer. It can cause ulcers. It causes tumors. It causes hair loss, weight gain, weight loss, depression, anxiety, all of that. So again, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose. I just wanted to put that out there. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal conviction. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a cancer researcher. But so I agree with what they're saying. She's as emotional blackmail. And I don't think that she should equate what she's trying to do with Kathy with authentic and genuine stressors of life. You know, grief can be stress. Maybe going through a hard financial time in your life can be stressful. Maybe dealing with a loved one who is sick. Maybe dealing with your own illness. Maybe dealing with, whatever it is. There are big stressors. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you lost a house. Maybe you lost a car. Maybe you lost a job. You know, whatever the case may be, there are genuine, true life forms of stress and trauma that I do think makes you sick. But Lisa, Snake, disgusting, Rinna, this is not one of them. And that's where I'm going to leave that. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. Do you think that, their publicist and team is doing a little bit of damage control? They want to make sure everybody knows we had nothing to do with this. And now they are, dropping them as clients. What do you think about the Cancer Institute clapping back at Lisa Rinna? I am happy that they did. I'm happy that they came out and called her on her BS. Put it all down below. But before you do, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. Also, don't forget to check out the description box below and shop our love collection. With that, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!